Well, it's time to get a bite on the Texas bucket list, and this week we happened to be in Odessa when we saw a barbecue truck with a really big line, so we figured it's time to try Brantley Creek Barbecue. When it comes to craft barbecue in West Texas, simply finding it can be a bit complicated. So when I heard about a barbecue trailer in the middle of an Odessa parking lot, I wasn't sure if I'd strike it rich. Turns out there's a reason Brantley Creek Barbecue has such a hefty reputation.
Well, I mean, it's phenomenal.
Cooked to perfection. I drive 30 minutes to come over here.
It's nice to bring something to Odessa that hasn't been around, a craft barbecue.
Brandon McPherson is the soft-spoken pitmaster that wears his Texas pride on his sleeve. Brandon grew up in Odessa and started off his career working on the pump jacks. Did you take the route everyone does out here in Odessa? Were you in the oil fields?
I went to the oil field straight out of school. I was a field mechanic. I stayed out there long hours. Then I became maintenance supervisor, but I've always had the barbecue in the back of my mind and wanted to pursue that.
You miss the oil field?
I don't. I don't. Now I take their money when they want catering.
Brandon got into making barbecue after losing his job in 2019. And despite the pandemic, his Brantley Creek Barbecue raged like a river after a long rain.
Yeah, we had lines all the way to the fence back there.
So whatever got you into barbecue?
Really, I think it came from my grandfather. He kind of planted the seed. He was always barbecuing in his backyard, and I love the smell, love the way it tastes, love the work that it took. I feel like it was a challenge.
A challenge it truly is, especially in West Texas. Where do you get the wood from?
I had to bring it in, of course. There's no trees here.
No.
Yeah, the little bushes that we have in it, they won't cut it.
Brandon has another sort of disadvantage. He's never tried any of the big name barbecue joints across the state, so he really doesn't have anything to compare his to.
I haven't been able to venture out anywhere. I've always just been stuck here in Odessa, so there's so many places I want to go try and people I want to talk to, but I'm kind of like a lone ranger out here.
Is that scary to think that you haven't tried the big names across the state, yet you're putting out a product and you're not entirely sure if it's good or not?
It is a little bit. I was a little leery, but we just keep fine-tuning it and going with it.
Fortunately for Brandon, or maybe unfortunately, I do have experience with barbecue across the state. So he jumped in the box to put together a platter. So when people are in Odessa, when they tried this, was their mind kind of blown? Like, wow, this has got a lot of flavor.
Yeah. A lot of people ask, are you from Odessa?
Brandon cooks his prime beef brisket on a 1,000-gallon offset smoker using mesquite and oak. Unwrap that glorious beauty. Then ribs are added to the mix. Want another rib? Sure. Brandon's family recipe of pinto beans is a popular side. Man, they smell awesome.
There's a lot of seasoning in there.
As is the mac and cheese. And the mac and cheese. Ooh, that sounds gooey. I've never heard mac and cheese make that noise before. 2¼ pounds of food to eat. Thank you, Brandon. Add in a Texas Twinkie, and all that tallies up to one massive plate of meat. Here we have a craft barbecue out in the middle of Odessa, Texas. And I can tell you already by the smell that it smells just like the best, because being the Texas bucket list, we definitely set the bar high when it comes to eating barbecue across the Lone Star State. And does Brantley Creek measure up? Yes, it does.
This gives like that true barbecue and everything. You can order it for a good, decent price and eat some good food.
Just like some of my favorites, peppery and delicious. Man, that is amazing. Very good barbecue.
We don't really have very many good barbecue places here in town. Can't hold a candle to this place.
Perfectly smoky and flavorful ribs. Holy moly. Good. Very good. On to that Texas Twinkie. This jalapeno's barely staying together. That cream cheese provides a little sweetness against that jalapeno. That is awesome. Man, that Texas Twinkie is where it's at.
Us guys, hardworking guys, want some good barbecue. So it's just like, he knows what we want.
I like to see if the sides can stick with the barbecue. First, the mac and cheese. Ooey gooey and gushy. Just your typical macaroni noodles, but that cheese is good. It's nice and strong, flavorful cheese. As for the beans, man, those are nice. Not overbearing, just right. Nice subtle tone that goes perfectly with that barbecue. Those are great beans. Despite his incredible barbecue, Brandon remains a humble man of few words. Well, why is coming and trying your barbecue something every Texan has to do before they kick the bucket?
Man, I don't know, I'm sorry.
Guess I'll have to do it for him. Approved.
Well, because it's the best barbecue out here, you know.
Well, if you happen to be in the oil fields of Odessa and you're looking for a barbecue fix, coming to Brantley Creek Barbecue here in the Petroplex is a perfect stop on the Texas bucket list. Where can you get other barbecue like this anywhere?
Behind my house.
Good people, good barbecue. And it's just good.